see each other in person soon.
Awesome. Next, we have Raymond Yu, that will be your second tech lead of the semester, as well as Sindhu Kandula. She will be your tech lead as well. You will hear more from them, mainly Tyler, today about their office hours and what kind of events they'll be putting on for you guys this semester. Next, we have Gabriela Ares, who is our outreach director, and she will not be able to make it as well. And next, we have Sophia Velozzi. She'd like to say hi.
Hi guys, I'm the communications chair and I'm really happy you guys are here.
Awesome. Next, we have Angela Chan, our marketing lead.
Hi everyone, very excited for the semester. We have some exciting things coming. I'm the marketing lead.
Thank you. And last but not least, we have our webmaster, Emily Jones.
Hi guys, I'm Emily. I'm the webmaster. Thank you guys for coming to the meeting today. I'm excited for the semester.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So now that we've done our introductions, we're going to go over tonight's agenda. First, we'll have our icebreaker, which is a little fun game that we like to call Hey Robot. We'll get more into that afterwards. Next, we'll go into what is DSC. We'll do a little recap of all the events that we hosted last fall. We'll go over how to stay involved. We'll introduce our new website and some upcoming events that will be taking place this semester. And then we'll follow it up with a solution challenge mini info session. And last but not least, we'll end it all off with a great talk from Jessica Mitchell. Alrighty, so going into our icebreaker for today, our icebreaker today will be the game Hey Robot. So the way this game works is that there will be a list of words that we have to try to get Google Assistant to say. So for example, if we had a word like impossible, you can say, what movies is Tom Cruise in? And then hopefully it would say Mission Impossible. So it's a pretty fun game. You have to try to think about a good question to ask the robot. And in this case, we're using Google Assistant. And this is a key fact right here and a key little rule. You want to make sure that you don't say the word that you're trying to get. That would be kind of cheating, but we'll give any word if it's like, for example, the word is Indian and it says India, that's totally fine. Alrighty, so we're gonna get started and we'll start with the game led by Angela. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna start sharing the screen. And you guys are able to see the list of words, right? So yes, I have my Google Assistant with me right here. And just to give an example, like maybe I could just go first. I'd be like, if the word that I'm choosing is Miami, I could be like, hey Google, where's Pitbull from?
Pitbull was born in Miami, Florida.
There you go, the easy and quick. And then we score it. And then we get a point for that. And we'll be doing a few. So whoever wants to hop in, feel free to unmute yourself. Go for it. Don't be shy. I think a pretty good one.
Hey Google, what movie is Cusco from?
The films of Cusco are The Emperor's New Groove, Kronk's New Groove, and Mickey's Magical Christmas, snowed in at the House of Mouse.
Okay, we learn something new every day, but we did get Emperor. That's very good. Anybody have any ideas? If anybody wants to be crazy and shoot for Pagan.
Hey Google, who is Sundar Pichai?
Oh, I don't think I caught that one. You could ask again.
Hey Google, who is Sundar Pichai?
According to Wikipedia, Pichai Sundararajan, known as Sundar Pichai, is an Indian-American business executive. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Alphabet Inc. and its subsidiary Google. Born in Chennai, India, Pichai earned his degree from IIT Kharagpur in metallurgical engineering.
Did it get one?
Yeah, I'd count it.
I'll count it too, because it gave so much information. Okay, let's see. Sorry if it's triggering everyone's Google right now.
I can try one.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey Google, where does Christmas originate from?
On the website Britannica.com, they say Christmas did not start in Germany, but many of the holidays' traditions began there, including decorating trees. Do you want a little more context?
No, because we got
Okay.
tree. Were you even going for tree?
No, I wasn't going for tree.
You got it. You got it.
Almost got pagan.
Almost.
I have an idea. Hey Google, give me some synonyms for heathen.
Here are some synonyms for heathen: pagan, infidel, idolater, idolatress, unbeliever.
Wow, that was good.
There we go.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, I've got one. Hey Google, what show is Blake Lively from?
Blake Lively stars in 6 TV shows. Here are the first 3: Gossip Girl, Saturday Night Live, and Man Oh Man.
That was good. That was really good. How many do you have so far? Yeah, 6.
Okay, there's Ben's Boston, a Garrett Adu blog, and finally, Serena van der Woodsen.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Here, I'm gonna try a clever one. Google, hey Google, half volume.
I don't think it does anything. It just lowers the volume.
Oh, I thought it would say 50%.
Oh, that's good.
Hey Google, what is a progress bar?
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. A progress bar is a graphical control element used to visualize the progression of an extended computer operation, such as a download, file transfer, or installation. Sometimes, the graphic is accompanied by a textual representation of the progress in a % format.
I wasn't expecting that one. I was waiting for the word. That was good. It was at 50% though, but in the beginning. But
Hey Google, what is a hard drive?
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. A hard disk drive, hard disk, hard drive, or fixed disk is an electromechanical data storage device that stores and retrieves digital data using magnetic storage and one or more rigid, rapidly rotating platters coated with magnetic material.
oh, did we get storage too? That was a 2 for 1. All right. Well, we already got 13 points, and I was aiming for 8 for this icebreaker. So you guys did amazing. To have some time for the rest of GBM, I'll stop sharing screen, and Eric, you can take over. That was really fun, though. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. That was a lot of fun. I love all the Google that was going on there. It definitely fits with the theme of the night and our organization in total. Alrighty then, so we're just gonna get started. And with that, I will hand it off to you, Justin.
All right, so yeah, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what DSC is. So Developer Student Clubs is a Google Developers powered organization that seeks to empower students personally and professionally through technology. And we're a part of a larger Google community that includes women tech makers, Google developer experts, and Google developer groups. In our community, we seek to create an environment where all people can learn, code, and grow in a safe, fun, and inclusive environment. And as you can see, Google DSC is all over the country. There are over 150 clubs throughout the United States and over 800 throughout the entire world. And by joining DSC, you'll mainly be involved in workshops and projects. And the workshop topics are focused on different technologies such as machine learning, artificial intelligence, and Android development. And when I get into our recap, you'll get a feel for what workshops we went over during the fall. And then our project is mainly focused on the solution challenge, which we will also be talking about later on in the presentation. But the solution challenge is focused on solving different problems such as education and sustainability. And now I'm just going to get into a recap for our fall semester. So this past fall, we had 4 different events, and 3 out of the 4 of them were focused on workshops. As you can see, we had the GitHub workshop, machine learning part 1 and machine learning part 2. So really machine learning focused this past semester. And additionally, we had a social event, which was the game night. So that was a lot of fun. And that's where our members really get to, meet each other and make friends. And also by joining DSC, you get access to other club events that are hosted by other Google DSC clubs. So as you can see, once again, they're mostly workshop focused because 2 out of 3 were workshops. But it's really a nice benefit of joining DSC because you don't only get our events, but you get all of the Google DSC events. So it's really cool.
Next, we will be talking about how to stay involved in our DSC chapter here at UF, led by Angela.
Yes, so just to let you guys know how to stay involved and more connected with DSC, you guys could check out our chapter site where you're able to RSVP for events, and we'll send you the Zoom link and everything. Our Instagram is at dsc.uf. We have a Slack, which we'll get back to, but we also have a Facebook. You could go check out that link. Check-in is that link as well, and we'll be sending out a PDF of this PowerPoint once we're done with the GBM tonight. The Slack, however, I want to emphasize is a way that you could really connect with the members of the core team and find out about like our event updates, find opportunities for internships and any other club updates. I definitely recommend you join our Slack. And I wanted to elaborate a little on our point system that we'll be having this semester and semesters after it as well. You get 5 points for attending a GBM. You get 5 points for purchasing DSC merch, which is coming soon, and all these other events, attending a social, participating in the solution challenge. These are all things that you can get points for. And at the end of the semester, the top 2 point earners will be given an award. We don't know what yet, but definitely we want you guys to stay active, and this is a way to kind of keep track of it.
Next, we will be introducing our website created by our webmaster, Emily Jones.
Hi guys, so I'm the webmaster, which basically just means I'm in charge of like managing and updating the website. But since we're a fairly new club, I also was tasked with creating the website. And so I'm happy to announce that we have officially published it. So you guys can all go check it out on dscuf.com. It's a great resource for members to stay updated with all of our future events, and for non-members to learn more about who we are and what we do. So I highly recommend checking it out.
All right, so I don't think the other 2 tech leads are here, but they're great. You should also show up to their office hours. My office hours will be Monday and Friday, 12:45 to 1:45 p.m. Just to give you a little bit of idea of what I specialize in is most of my experience is in web application development in the MERN stack, but I'll try to help with anything. If you want to talk about the solution challenge, if you want to talk about, schoolwork, I'm a junior. I've probably been through some of those classes. Hopefully I can help. And if you just want to talk, we can talk cooking or rock climbing.
Hi, I'm Sindhu. I'm here. So
Sorry.
how are you all doing? And I'm one of the tech leads at DSC UF. I would love to discuss about database and backend development. And personally, I love blockchain technology, and you can always hop in during my office hours from 9 to 10 on Tuesdays and Sundays. So thank you so much for attending.
Thank you for that. And we also have our 3rd tech lead, Raymond Yu, who wasn't able to make it today, but his office hours are on Wednesdays from 3 to 5 p.m. Definitely check it out. They're a great resource for any kind of advice on CS at UF or maybe career development advice. And they're also an excellent resource for things you might need during the solution challenge. Speaking of the solution challenge, we're going to go a little bit more into detail about what that entails and how great of an opportunity this is for our members and how it really is our highlight of our chapter. Okay, so now that you've heard a little bit about the solution challenge at this time, we're going to go a little bit more into what it is. The Solution Challenge is an annual contest that is presented by developer student clubs. This is a global contest that involves over 800 clubs throughout the entire world. I believe in the United States, we have about 160 participating in the challenge as well. And it's a really great challenge that invites students to develop solutions for local and community problems using one or more of Google's products or platforms. So this could be anything from Google Cloud Platform to Google Maps, maybe using some TensorFlow or Flutter, or maybe even Android. It's really a great challenge because the possibilities are endless as to what you can use and what problems you can solve. And we'll go a little bit more into detail right now. So what exactly does the Solution Challenge entail? The Solution Challenge entails 4 main steps: registering, building, submitting, and then celebrating once it's over. The register step is pretty optional, but it's highly recommended for participation in the challenge. Registration will give you access to an online community with over 80 plus Google developer experts. In this community, you'll be able to ask questions over the chat windows and get support from people all over the world. So it's a really great resource to have, and it's also really fun to talk to people and kind of connect with people from all over the world. Next, we have the building stage. This is where the bulk of the development occurs, and it usually takes place around January 30th all the way until March 31st, which is the ending of the Solution Challenge this year. Next, we have our submission stage, where it's essentially just submitting the project. And that happens on March 30th at 11:59 p.m. You just want to make sure that you recognize that it's Pacific Standard Time. So for us at UF, that'll be 3 hours ahead. So 3 a.m. really, March 31st. And lastly, we have the celebration stage. So this is one of the greatest perks of participating in the challenge. You have the opportunity, if selected as one of the top 10 projects, you have the opportunity to get flown out to the Google headquarters. And usually this includes a full paid airfare and housing trip to the Google headquarters so that you can present your project to a team of Googlers. And the fun doesn't stop there. Once you get there and you get to speak to the Googlers and explain your whole idea, you'll also get a couple months of mentorship from the Googlers where they will give you some advice to kind of bring your project to the next stage. And this is not only a good opportunity for professional development, but it's also a great opportunity to help out your community and those around you. However, due to COVID, the status of the trip is currently unconfirmed. Last year, unfortunately, it had to be a virtual summit, but every year before that, it was a in-person trip. So hopefully if COVID gets better, you'll be able to get flown out if you win. Alrighty, so now that you know what the Solution Challenge entails, let's take a quick look at one of the products that one of our fellow DSCs made this year.
In 2001, the Civil War forced my parents to flee Sri Lanka to come to Canada. When we first got here, my mother was still carrying me, so my dad was forced to provide for all of us. He has a degree in mechanical engineering, yet he was unable to find a job for 6 months. During this time, he would go around the city looking for very basic jobs, but in the end, these jobs were simply not accessible.
The problem is that Canadian immigrants and refugees lack access to basic jobs. They are often passed over in favor of Canadian citizens due to the deficiency in Canadian working experience. Many foreigners are also discredited because of the language barrier or underlying discrimination.
So when our team first proposed this idea, I was really excited to work on it and see the impact it would have on Canadian immigrants.
Originally, we were going to create a React web application, but after talking to potential users, we found that mobile was more accessible, so instead to reach as many people as possible, we created a mobile application.
We built our app using Flutter, and for our backend, we decided to go serverless and use Firebase.
Awesome. So that was a great little presentation from one of our fellow DSCs for their project that they made. And that kind of really gives a really good idea of the scope of this project and how it can really be used to do some good in the world. Especially here in the United States, COVID has hit us pretty bad, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better, unfortunately. But with the work of these students, it's definitely seeming to be on a better track of positivity, as now with this app that they've created, people can find more jobs and kind of improve their life with COVID. Sorry about that. All right, so then now we are going to go into the focus of this year's challenge. For this year, Google developers have asked us to focus on the 17 global issues as listed here. Most of these issues seem pretty broad. However, we are just looking for any kind of impact, as it only takes a little bit of effort from all of us to really make an impact on these problems. So just an example of some of the problems we have here, we have no poverty, zero hunger, quality education, gender equality, clean water, sustainable cities and communities, just to name a few. We believe that any solution is a solution that is powerful. So it doesn't matter how small or how large the impact, as long as we're trying to make the world a better place, it's a beneficial challenge and solution. And once you're trying to find a problem to tackle, it's pretty helpful to look at these to kind of get a good idea of where to start. So for example, you could look at good health and well-being and reduced inequalities, those categories, and create a project that would help the uninsured or maybe the homeless patients here in Gainesville. Especially in Gainesville, we have a really large homeless population. So if we can create something that could help that population get access to medical resources or maybe even just food resources, this would be a great help to our community. And even on a more broader scale, we could possibly open up our project to something like that. But it doesn't have to be focused on homelessness in Gainesville. It can be on anything you choose, really. Okay, so now that we've gone into the details and the purpose of the solution challenge, we just have a couple terms and conditions to go over. Number one, the product must be built during the contest period, which is the period from January 30th to March 31st. And this just means that you can do your brainstorming and planning before, but the actual development, all the coding has to be done during that period. And it also must address a local or community problem. It can be a big problem or a small problem. It's really up to you. Next, we have the maximum team size, which is 4 people. We want to ensure that no team has more than 4 people. And it is possible that several teams can work on a similar issue as long as they're not doing the exact same solution. And lastly, each solution must use at least 1 or more Google products, including but not limited to Google Cloud Platform, machine learning services, Android, Flutter, TensorFlow, Firebase, and other Google technologies. The Google Cloud resource is pretty large, so there's an endless amount of technologies and features from Google that you can use. You're just only required to use one. This doesn't mean that you are not able to use anything else like the MERN stack or React or any other tools that are out there. You just want to ensure that you only use at least one Google product. And with that, we have our solution challenge interest survey. You can visit this site right here or scan the QR code to show that you're interested in the solution challenge, and then you'll also be opted in to receive some more updates about what solution challenge events we're going to have, as well as progress checks within the solution challenge and help that we'll give you while you're creating your project. And now Justin will introduce us into our upcoming events for January.
So the first two events that we're going to be hosting in this semester are really going to be focused on the solution challenge, being that that's a huge part of the semester. And the first one, as you can see, is the solution challenge mixer. And this event is really focused on making sure that our members get to know each other, find out what everyone's interests are, so that we can start forming teams for the solution challenge. As Eric mentioned, teams can be up to 4 people, but we can have as many teams as we want. So if you're interested in doing the solution challenge, it's really important to come to this event and the next event that I'm going to go over, so that you can actually form a team, brainstorm ideas, and then actually start working on your project. So the follow-up event is the Solution Challenge team building event. And this is where you're going to be presenting ideas for Solution Challenge team groups. Make sure that before this event, you're thinking about different ideas. You're referencing that list of 17 topics that Eric showed a few slides ago, and then be ready to present on the 28th. And then afterwards, people will be able to pick which teams they're interested in participating with. And then once we finalize teams, everyone can get started and we can, hopefully build some really cool projects. And that's about it.
So this is an event or workshop I'm going to be hosting at Swampax for any of you going. And for those of you not going, it should be recorded and we'll post it on our YouTube. But this is about the software development lifecycle. Just a quick overview. It'll be about like planning, designing, developing, testing, deploying, talk about some models, some tools. And for Swampax, I'll talk about how it relates to Swampax. But it's really good. It's pretty much about how software development gets standardized. And it's really important to learn, especially if you want to go into the industry, because it's used all over. I hope to see some of you guys there. I'll be doing Swampax for the first time this upcoming 30th. And if you aren't there, hopefully you'll watch the YouTube.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so that concludes our portion of the GBM. And now we will continue with a wonderful presentation from Jessica.
Thank you so much. Hey everybody, nice to meet you all. Give me a quick